The unrest led to changes in political leadership across the St. Louis region, which includes figures that have now become familiar faces. Although they're in a position to spark change, they tell us their work is far from over. Brent Solomon now with the change makers who have emerged over the last decade.
They tear-gassed us again.
It's the power of a cell phone and a powerful story.
And I said, this story is not being told. These parts aren't being shown.
Nothing was broken, nothing was vandalized.
Then a recent college journalism grad.
My reality shifted on August 9th, 2014.
A 24-year-old Ohan Ashe of Jennings found herself front and center, showcasing those protesting Mike Brown's death. She recalls being on scene when looters struck.
We were cleaning up, and at the time, this was after the Quick Trip burned, and people were on a parking lot again, crying, talking, just in community. All of a sudden, all of these police cars pull up and push people into the street, police dogs.
She'd never been arrested until this.
So I was just released about an hour ago.
She kept recording as protesters rallied for change. One of them, a police officer himself, called in to help keep the peace. Captain Ron Johnson with Missouri Highway Patrol marching with the protesters. 10 years later, he now consults police departments.
But I wanted them to know that I respected them.
Other familiar faces were there too. Alicia Saunier, now with the St. Louis Board of Aldermen. Wesley Bell, calming tensions on both sides. He would later be elected to the Ferguson City Council, and then as the St. Louis County Prosecutor. Cori Bush, who went on to become a U.S. Congresswoman. Bruce Franks Jr., who would soon become a state representative. And the then 20-year-old who would soon replace him at the Missouri Capitol.
It was more, if we go to jail, we go to jail.
After serving as a state rep, Rasheed Aldrich Jr. now serves on the St. Louis Board of Aldermen.
It's important to agitate and disrupt, but we also got to make sure we got the right kinfolks at the table that's actually going to work on policy that change a system in a, like I say, an unapologetic way, not small change. Our communities need dramatic change.
Aldridge and Ashe applaud the black business owners who have surfaced since the protests. Ashe even launched For the Culture STL, an online directory of local black businesses, and the annual Culture Kickback, celebrating black culture. It happens every year on the Sunday after Mike Brown's death.
Have we gotten it right? Have we gotten it better 10 years later?
I think we're a lot farther than where we would have been if Ferguson didn't happen.
But when we talk about the change that can impact a black person's day-to-day experience in St. Louis, we unfortunately still have so much further to go.
We have this large disproportion when it comes to jobs, housing, school, healthcare, change in policy, and you're talking about things that have been on the books for generations. One, it doesn't change overnight. Two, once it actually gets passed, it takes time for people to feel it in their everyday lives. But I will say we're progressing, we're moving forward.
And when you've seen that progress is possible, it can be the driving force to never let it end. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.